Even if the spreadsheet says you have some runway, your brain behaves as if the road ends on Monday morning. You stop looking at the next 6 months and start obsessing over the next 6 minutes. There's a moment in redundancy when the numbers stop being data and start becoming pressure. For 30 years, April meant a reset, fresh budgets, new targets, the corporate machine spinning up for another lap. But when you're outside that system, the calendar turning over feels less like a fresh start and more like a closing bracket. I'm at the 1 year mark myself, and from here I can tell you the panic timer doesn't care how long you've been out. It just cares that the rhythm has changed. You aren't losing your mind. The system is just receiving some very skewed readings. In the UK, everything resets in April. Tax codes, energy bills, the lot. This is where the break officially ends and the interval begins. The social shift is immediate. The well earned rest comments dry up. People get awkward around you. Then come the coping questions. You'll be at a Sunday dinner and someone asks you in a soft voice, "Are you coping okay, mate?" They aren't asking about your mental health, they're managing their own discomfort. Seeing someone of your experience idle makes them nervous about their own seat at the table. So they offer lifelines like, "Thought about getting a delivery job." It's dirty data. They're trying to solve their anxiety by pushing you towards a fix that could wreck your long term standing. It's well meaning, but it makes your internal panic time run even faster. In engineering, sensor drift happens when a component sits under constant heat for too long. It doesn't break, but it sends back skewed readings. It tells the ECU the engine is overheating when it's actually just operating at the top of its tolerance. Redundancy is heat. Constant uncertainty is heat. Eventually, your internal sensors drift. You can't process a 3 year strategy because the survival process is hogging 99% of your CPU. This isn't a mindset failure, it's a hardware limitation. When the engine is underfueled, the system switches into safe mode. You stop looking for the right move and start looking for any move. You stop being a strategist and start behaving like a target. This is the explosion zone. It's the window where financial pressure makes you consider deals that you would have laughed at 2 years ago. The UK job market is very good at spotting a man in the explosion zone. A candidate in his late 50s feeling the April compression is a bargain. You become the person willing to accept a 40% pay cut just to see their inbox fill up. The system senses your latency. It sees the chassis you've built, the experience and judgment, but it's betting that your method is failing. It's trying to buy your 30-year career at a clearance price. If the runway is genuinely gone and the bank balance is zero, standing firm isn't a strategy, it's a recipe for a breakdown. Sometimes you have to take a role that's well below where you're operating. You take the survival job, but you treat it as a tactical retreat. You aren't taking that job because you've failed or because your value has dropped. You're putting the car in a lower gear to get up a steep hill. The danger isn't taking a less than optimal job. The danger is believing that that's all you are now. Keep your internal chassis separate from the work you're doing to survive. Don't let a temporary move become a permanent identity. Most of us know how to manage the books. We know how to tighten the belt. The issue isn't the math, it's that the math becomes the only thing you can see. You hesitate before filling the tank or buying a decent bottle of wine. None of these things will break you, but the narrative shifts. You start feeling like a legacy system, something that costs money to maintain but delivers no return. That distortion damages your judgment. It makes you move too fast when you should hold your ground, or make you feel like a failure for doing exactly what you need to do to stay afloat. When someone asks if you're coping, containment means saying something simple like, "The numbers are tight, but I'm managing," and leaving it there. To actually handle the bank balance shouting at you, you have to treat the panic like a technical fault. I check the numbers once a week, usually on a Sunday night. I look at the drivetrain, the actual cash, the actual bills. I don't turn it into an interrogation. You have to budget, but there's a line between monitoring levels and interrogating data. Don't waste energy justifying every penny. That just feeds the anxiety. Check the outgoings, see what's left in the tank, and ensure you're within operating tolerances. It's a maintenance check, not a trial. I log the data, I close the lid, and by doing this, the panic timer doesn't run in the background while I'm with my family. The data is logged, the window is shut, and the signal is isolated. Relief doesn't just come from a new contract, It comes from the day you stop apologising for where you are. This gap, whether it's 6 months or 16, is a phase with hard edges. It's expensive, loud, and bloody uncomfortable. But it's a structural interval, not a verdict on your life. The hardest thing to do under pressure is stay still. But doing something out of panic is how you break the engine. If you have runway, stay steady. If you're at the end of the tarmac, move, but with your eyes open. You're protecting the chassis. You're waiting for the sensor drift to settle so you can see the road for what it is, not what your anxiety wants it to be. The financial year has reset. You haven't. The noise is just the world trying to make you convenient again. Take a breath, watch the road. I'll see you in the next one.